All right, Canadiens faithful, let me ask you this. In a prospect pool overflowing with glittering first-round talents like Lane Hudson, Ivan Demidov, and David Reinbacher, the names that dominate every conversation, every highlight reel, and every future projection, what if the real diamond in the rough, the unexpected gem, was quietly polishing his game halfway across the world? What if a sixth-round pick, a player few outside of the most dedicated scouting circles were even talking about, just exploded onto the scene with performance so stunning, so utterly dominant, that it demands we all sit up and pay attention? Because that, my friends, is precisely what just happened in Sweden, and the name you need to remember is Filip Eriksson. For years, we've rightly celebrated the depth and potential brewing within the Montreal Canadiens organization. Our prospect pipeline has been consistently ranked among the NHL's elite, a testament to smart drafting and shrewd development. We've eagerly tracked the progress of our blue-chip defensemen and our dazzling offensive talents, dreaming of the day they don a Habs jersey and lead us back to glory. But every now and then, a player from the fringes, an unheralded selection, steps into the spotlight and reminds us that talent can truly emerge from anywhere. This past week, in a moment that could very well redefine his trajectory, Filip Eriksson, a 2023 sixth-round pick, delivered an electrifying 4-point performance in his SHL season debut with Luleå HF, instantly transforming himself from a long-term project into a prospect demanding immediate and excited attention. When the Canadiens selected Eriksson 165th overall in the 2023 NHL entry draft, he was, by all accounts, considered a classic long-term project. At 5 feet 11 inches, still growing into his frame and just beginning to earn minutes in Sweden's junior and professional leagues, the odds of him becoming a household name were, to be frank, slim. He was a player for the future, a name to keep an eye on, but certainly not one expected to make waves so quickly. Yet, even then, Montreal's scouting department saw something intriguing in Ericsson's game, a hockey IQ and versatility that hinted at more than his modest numbers suggested. They bet on his potential, on the subtle qualities that often go unnoticed in raw statistical analysis. Last season, Eriksson spent 37 games navigating the notoriously challenging Swedish Hockey League, SHL, with Växjö HC. His stat line read 2 goals and 4 assists for a total of 6 points. On the surface, those numbers aren't going to set the world on fire or launch him into top prospect conversations. But context, as always, is king. The SHL is a tough league for young players, particularly centers, who are burdened with heavier defensive responsibilities and often play limited, sheltered minutes. The fact that Eriksson, as a teenager, was deemed reliable enough to consistently play for Växjö, a competitive team, was in itself a significant sign of progress. It showed maturity and a defensive awareness that belied his age and draft position. Montreal drafted him with the understanding that his development curve would be gradual, a slow burn rather than an explosion. But his recent performance suggests that the fuse might have been lit much faster than anyone anticipated. And what an explosion it was. This season, Ericson has made the move to Luleå HF. And if his debut is any indication, this new environment might just be the perfect catalyst for his burgeoning talent. In his very first SHL game with Luleå, Erikson absolutely shone, notching an incredible 3 goals and 1 assist. Think about that for a moment. In a single game, he instantly surpassed half of his entire offensive production from the previous season. This wasn't just a good game. This was a statement. This was a young center, still finding his footing in a men's league, stepping up and dominating in a way that few could predicted. His hat trick wasn't just about putting the puck in net. It showcased a varied and sophisticated offensive arsenal. He demonstrated a keen sense of timing, an ability to find open ice, and the finishing touch that speaks to a player with genuine scoring instincts. Equally important, he looked utterly comfortable against seasoned professionals. He competed fiercely in the corners, handled the physical demands of the game with poise, and dictated the pace in transition, turning defense into offense with remarkable efficiency. In one single, breathtaking performance, Filip Eriksson transitioned from being a discreet, under-the-radar piece in Montreal's extensive prospect system to a player who has unequivocally earned a spot on our must-watch list. It's the kind of performance that makes scouts reevaluate, that makes fans buzz, and that reminds us why we love the unpredictable nature of prospect development. The question now, of course, is whether Ericson can maintain this electrifying pace. One game, no matter how spectacular, does not define a season or career. But for late-round picks, these kinds of breakout performances can serve as crucial springboards, building confidence and momentum that can propel them to new heights. Consistency will be paramount as the SHL schedule is long, physically demanding, and unforgiving. If Ericson can solidify himself as a regular offensive contributor for Luleå, it will dramatically elevate his profile within the Canadiens organization and across the broader hockey world. From Montreal's perspective, Ericson represents the ideal low-risk, high-reward prospect. Players selected in the 6th round rarely develop into full-time NHLers, but the Habs scouting team has a well-earned reputation for unearthing hidden value in the later rounds of the draft. If Ericson continues on this upward trajectory, demonstrating both offensive flair and defensive responsibility, he could eventually project as a versatile bottom-6 NHL center with legitimate offensive upside. That's the kind of player every successful team needs. A reliable, two-way forward who can chip in offensively and play a responsible game. It's still far too early to pencil him into the Canadiens' long-term plans, but his development is undoubtedly heading in the right direction. Montreal has the luxury of time on its side. Ericson can continue to hone his game in Sweden, facing strong competition without the immediate pressure of rushing to North America. If he continues to gain confidence, refine his skills, and produce efficient offense, the Canadiens will eventually invite him to a training camp and give him a shot in the American Hockey League, AHL, as the next logical step in his journey. For now, Filip Eriksson's 4-point night serves as a thrilling reminder that prospects can emerge from any corner of the draft, and sometimes the most exciting stories are written by the most unexpected players. The Canadiens may very well have found a hidden gem in Ericson, and if his season debut is a true harbinger of what's to come, Habs fans might soon be hearing his name with a lot more frequency and a lot more excitement. What do you think about Filip Eriksson's incredible debut, Canadiens fans? Are you as surprised and excited as we are about this late-round prospect? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to smash that like button if you're pumped about the future of the Habs, and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of our in-depth coverage of the team and its incredible prospect pool.